Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Sunless Skies. In this episode we are going to be carrying on with the Repentant Devil's quest and going to find him some panes of stained glass, but I think first we need to buy ourselves some fuel because we appear to be running out. And the last thing I want to do is run out of fuel halfway to the mausoleum, because that is the place where we can go to find panes of stained glass. I believe we need 3. Let me just double check that. 3 panes of stained glass. Did I check my bank? Pretty sure I don't have any, but... Ooh. I have two prospects, both going to the most serene mausoleum. So maybe we can do those. I don't think I have the gemstones. 5 gemstones? No, I have 2, but I do have the tea. So I might as well take the tea. Oh wait, no, it wasn't tea. It was nostalgia crockery. I can read. We have that as well. Okay. I didn't actually check if I had any stained glass. Doesn't appear so. Still just got a bank full of guns. That was the wrong thing. Okay. So let's see if we can get down there. We're probably going to run into the reliquists, or whatever they were called, the black ships that steal the bodies of the damned. We always seem to run into them. The bodies of the damned? The bodies of the buried. Close, but not quite. I'm very tired today. Well, I say very tired. I've just woke up. I woke up and I was like, do you know what I haven't done for a while? I need to record Sunless Skies. And here we are. And basically, I've just slowly lost my mind over the course of the past week. Not going to work is surprisingly difficult. You'd have thought you'd be like, oh, it's a big holiday, but no, my brain just sits here idling for days on end. It's very weird. I should do more YouTube stuff, but I'm still kind of in a daze. I'll settle into it the more it goes on. I've given more thought into doing the reading of Lovecraft, and I'm probably going to do that this Thursday, unless something goes horribly wrong, which is decidedly possible. I could record it and then suddenly realise that it's absolutely rubbish. But I think it'll be okay. I'm not exactly a professional audiobook reader, so I don't even know what the hell to do, to be honest. It's just talk slowly and clearly. I think I'm not very good at it. Alright, let's hope there's nothing nasty down here. Seems pretty clear. He says as one flies into view straight away. I went with the explosion, but missed him with the actual... missile. That was what I was after. Ow! Didn't dodge that one, did I? Well, we're having this now, right now, in the middle of a firefight. It is late, and you are alone. Doubts prey on you. Is this the path you should have taken? You trespass upon the precincts of heaven. What price will be extracted from you? Or exacted of you? What price have you already paid? It'll pass. Yeah, we passed that test remarkably well. We leveled up. Don't see that very often. Resurrectionists, that's their name. Haunt memoriam, plundering its graves for corpse goods and cadavers. Do we want to fix our ship? I think we do. Wow, that repaired us a lot. Grave robbers are loathed throughout Albion, and your engineers set to their task with zeal. We can level up. There's not actually many things we can do here. We're kind of stuck with it, but I think more fails, maybe? I don't know. Strength or irons, probably quite useful. Let's go with scarred. You came close to death that day, to death. It's left its mark. What was it that nearly killed you? Go with an engine accident. A breached pipe, a jet of scalding steam. You spent a week on the brink, trapped in boiling dreams. The scars are still livid on your skin. Oof, that's not a nice one. We're one level off max level. I think this may be the longest any of my characters have ever survived. Make sure I actually go the right way. The last thing I want to do is get lost. It's nice to know that the world is still going mad. Over the past 2 months, I think everything has just slowly fallen apart. First, COVID-19 and the, deaths of tens of thousands of people. Then the protests and the riots, which are less of the protests, more of the riots. And now there's been, terrorist attacks in the United Kingdom where some guys just gone around stabbing people. It's like, oh, Jesus, what the hell is going on? Was it in Reading, I think? It's very sad. Very sad indeed. I just don't get what's going on. It's like everyone's slowly losing their mind. I mean, admittedly, this stuff has always happened. I guess it just gets more limelight now because everyone's sitting at home. Ooh. Soaring sepulchre, heart of the most serene mausoleum. And we can attend a funeral. Let's attend a deathless funeral. We pay to get in, but I'm sure it's useful. A terrorist fallen. Always good. Let's write a poor report while we're here. We need these so we can get the... Oh, something. It's not the pardon. What's it called? God damn it. How do I constantly forget the name of this damn thing? Now I've said it. There we go. That's what it is. Royal dispensation. There we go. Wait, what? What is this? A single devil resides at the mausoleum. He spends his time corresponding with various academics. An introduction can be arranged, but one thing your acquaintances agree on, he is no way retired. He has converted a vacant crypt into a cramped space, not unlike a hobbyist's shed. A stove in the corner blazes out heat. A copper kettle sits atop it. A grand bookcase is loaded with binders, identical, well used, and each marked with a cartoushed reference in one of the thorny alphabets of hell. The devil himself has a narrow, chiseled face and a boyish tussle to his hair. He wears small, round glasses. Let's make conversation and try to learn more about him. He prepares you a cup of stewed tea and presents a plate of Murgatroyd's fungal crackers. They are years old and have the exact consistency of cardboard. He is a polite conversationalist, but reticent to discuss himself. Instead, you discuss your mutual acquaintances in academia. Is he an academic himself? You ask. No, he demurs. His interests lie in less formal areas. You nod at the full binders covering the wall and remark that he has clearly been keeping himself busy. He refuses to take the bait, adroitly changing the subject. If you ask more directly, he deflects, assuring you that he is a bland and uninteresting individual, unworthy of your curiosity. See, that just makes me want to know who he is even more. Okay, let's hear his request. After an appropriate amount of small talk, he steers the conversation around to the topic of your availability. He requires the assistance of a skyfarer. London's ambassador to the Eagle Empyrean wrote regular letters home to his sister. I require one of those letters, specifically one dating to February 1902. Fortuitously, for me if not her, the sister in question passed away that month, so I believe the letter has never been opened. Hopefully it is at their family home. He gives you a London address. I have no interest in how you acquire it. I will pay generously in souls of immaculate quality. You ask why he needs this letter. His glasses gleam in the candlelight. A good question. What might someone like me want with correspondence from a loose-tongued ambassador to his beloved sister? Oh. Espionage. Alright, we'll return to the nave. Maybe we will worry about that in this episode. But firstly, let's drop off the crockery. I'm not buying more guns. No, we have 41 carefully packed crates of munitions. I'm not doing it. We'll buy the panes of stained glass, and then we will proceed to give the panes of stained glass to the repentant devil. 3 documents lie on the table, ready to be deciphered and translated from the infernal tongues. Some words are visible only in the right light. I assume that's what we're using the stained glass for. It takes some hours to sort the matter out, but it becomes clear in the end. I have the measure of my attacker now, he says. If I were a younger devil, I would be flattered. My old abilities are in demand. The son of the Blue Kingdom has put out a reward for the first person to kidnap me and bring me under guard to Sky Barnet, there to assist in the service of its appetites. Oh dear, he's being pursued by a judgment. Uh-oh. So we have 2 options here. We can offer him safe haven aboard. Who cares if a judgment's looking for him? He belongs here with you. Or we can offer him passage to his new home at Sky Barnet. He would be able to serve the judgment there. It would not be so terrible to have a friend in the Blue Kingdom. Let's offer him safe haven first. Uh-oh. He has tried everything but rebelling against the judgments directly, and now, perhaps, it is time. Now, of all times, perhaps it is possible to take action and have some hope of winning. The repentant devil has decided to remain a fugitive on your locomotive and take action for the liberation. Oh no, I've somehow gone with the liberation of the night. Okay. Make his status here permanent. Who would he like to be if he is free to travel with you? This will transform the repentant devil into the defiant devil, a signaler who increases your veils by 10 and your affiliation academe by 2. So we lose the irons, right? Oh, we'll find out. Subtlety, scholarship, room for his library. You offer him room to experiment, freedom to travel, protection as much as you can offer from the interference of any further agents of the Blue Kingdom. Either he is touched, or he has the tact to pretend that he is. At any rate, he accepts. Okay, so the defiant devil is part of the crew now, so we finished his storyline. I expected there to be more to that. Yeah, 2 affiliation academe and 10 veils. Oops. There we go. Okay, well, I guess we'll be going to do the that other quest with the letters. But the next thing we'll do after the repentant devil, the inconvenient aunt. But in order to do that, we have to go to Pan. I can't actually remember what we need to get to Pan, so I'll worry about that when I get there, but I'm pretty sure I have it written down somewhere. Eleutheria, there's 2 dried tea, and it's a pain in the arse when we get there. But we'll go to London first, and we'll see if these letters that we can get are in some way interesting, or lore-bound. I imagine they will be, it's fine. That'll buff out. It'll buff out of the mausoleum and my ship. It's fine. I've done good service for this country, you can't hold me accountable for such actions. I still haven't got a new cable for my headphones. I bought this thing like 3 weeks ago, and it still hasn't arrived. It's annoying. So I'm still fiddling with my headphone every now and again. It cuts out. Very annoying. But what can one do? What is that? Nope. Those things always give me terror. Do they always give me terror? Yes, they do. The monument reads, "Be ye also ready." What, for death? I'm gonna assume that's for death. I'd rather not die. That'd be very frustratingly irritating. There are still, like, upgrades I need to do to this ship. It doesn't help I'm actually walking around with an empty bay in the ship. I keep forgetting about filling it. I think the only thing I can put in there is crew quarters, and I'm not all that interested in getting more crew, because then they eat more food. And that increases my food bill. But then having more crew does allow me to lose more crew without everything going horribly wrong, so it's kind of a, you know, tit for tat kind of thing. I do need to look into smuggling again at some point. But there's so many things. What I am going to do is I'm going to do all the officer quests, and then once I've done the officer quests, I think I am going to focus on finishing the wealth ambition, and then moving on to the Fate of the Sun campaign, I think it was called, the one that I should have done when I started this. We're going to ignore that down there. Have I gone the wrong way? Yes, I have. I thought, I was like, hang on a minute, this doesn't look like the right place. You ever wonder why I always look at my map? There you go. Should just be around here and then down there. We got this. We got this, it's fine. I always get lost. Man, it is super hot in this room again. My god. I haven't got my fan on or anything, so I woke up and I was like, it's not too bad, but I think the sun's come out. Yeah, it's very sunny outside. Instantly this room becomes a bloody sweatbox. It's not fun. It doesn't help I'm sitting here in like headphones and stuff, and it makes me feel hot. Secretly, I just like moaning about how hot it is. It's just quintessentially British, isn't it? We moan when it's cold, we moan when it's, well, warm. I think my hay fever's playing up as well, because my nose is constantly getting blocked. Oh well. Whatever. It's fine. And here we are, London. Wonderful. At least you can have extra brandy. Everybody get pissed. There we go. Retrieve the retired devil's letters. The address the devil gave you is a dower house on one of the upper middle layers of London. High enough to glimpse the white mansions above, low enough to be occasionally troubled by smog from below. It features a shadowed garden, railings like a thicket of spears, and the throaty baying of ill-tempered hounds. You hear a bitter widow lives there, clinging to the husk of once splendid industrial holdings. How will you get in? Okay, we have a few options. We can talk our way in. A feigned acquaintance and a selection of recent gossip should at least earn you afternoon tea. We can break in. You'd best to do some investigation first, trading secrets to local criminals in return for information on the house's defences and vulnerabilities. Or we can hire a burglar. The Medusa's Heads always has at least a dozen career criminals looking for dishonest work. The typical terms are half up front and half on delivery. Whoa, 600 sovereigns, you can sod off, let's just talk our way in. A pinched-face butler answers the door. You convince him that you are an old friend of the family, and are ushered into a gloomy drawing room. The lady of the house arrives shortly thereafter, having been dragged from her troubled account books. She is misanthropic and unused to company. Her husband left her with debts and 4 grown children, 1 dead, 2 scandalous disappointments, and 1 the ambassador to the Eagle's Empyrean, but estranged from her. You allow her to complain unceasingly while you plan your next move. So we have gained access to number 13 Jubilee Road. The house's interior is funeral. The house's interior is funeral. What? Never heard that terminology before. Anyway, since it only has one remaining occupant, apart from the butler, the housekeeper, 2 maids of all work, and the cook and the decrepit gardener, who hardly count, many of its rooms are in disuse, their furniture covered by sheets. Now that you are inside, how will you acquire the letters? Oh dear, we have a 70% chance here. Listening patiently to the widow's complaints about her family has given you an idea. You claim to be an acquaintance of her eldest son, the ambassador to the Imperium. 70% chance. Roll the dice. Oh, thank God. You and he, you suggest, were engaged in a number of briefly profitable and enduringly questionable activities. Furthermore, you fear he unwisely revealed said activities in his letters to his departed sister. Were his rivals to acquire them, your reputation and his would be ruined. For a long minute she decides whether to destroy or save her son's career. Then she stands. My children's correspondence will be in the attic. Help yourself. She returns to her accounts. Several hours later, grey with attic dust, you leave the house with a handful of letters in the inside pocket. Having retrieved the letters, you need to decide what to do with them. Who knows what secrets an ambassador's correspondence may hold, or what a retired devil might want with them. Oh man, so we can open and read them and find out what they're all about. Or we can leave them unread. Your job was to deliver them to the devil, not to Sloop. We'll leave them unread. You'd like to think that you've learned better than to involve yourself in the business of hell. You had better get the letters back to the retired devil. In fact, you should lock them in a safe so that they won't be a temptation. Surely if I know said combination to said safe, then the temptation will still be there no matter what. There's a small part of me that wishes I opened it just because I want to know what's going on, but then on the other hand, knowing my luck, if I open them I'm probably going to get in trouble. And I'll get the bad reward. I like rewards. Maybe he'll give me a captivating treasure. I'm looking for one of those still. For the record, we're going back to the Serene Mausoleum and dropping these letters back off to him. Hopefully we have enough fuel. Probably should have bought some more, but oh well, I think we'll be okay. Could be worse. I do need a drink though. How am I going to be able to have a drink from this water bottle whilst driving with one hand? Sure, why not? But if I crash and you want to know why, well, that's why. It's because I'm kind of half looking at the screen. That sudden sound change gets me every time. Trying to do up said bottle so I don't knock it over and destroy all of my equipment. There we go. As much as I'd like to buy a new microphone, I'd rather not right now, given the decreased wages and all that. Ah, bloody hell. We got him. So we can either demolish it. Let's get some strange goods. I think we'll better off. Savage Secrets and Tales of Terror. Wonderful. Oh, is this the one with the cold room full of dead bodies? Yeah. Not pleasant. Not pleasant at all. We're going to go this way. Normally I go to the left here, but if we go to the right, I think it's quicker. Just because I am mildly worried about the amount of fuel I have. Do they sell fuel at the mausoleum? Oh, they do. Oh, never mind. It's fine. I thought they did, but my memory is somewhat failing nowadays. Okay, here we are. We're coming up to it. Only one fight? Could be worse. There's some nasty stuff that hangs around here. And here we are. Hopefully he tells us what's in those letters. I'm hoping. There's a small part of me that kind of hopes he's going to say something. Revisit the retired devil. You have returned the letters he requires unopened. It is time to collect your payment. At least 5 free spaces. Yes, I do. As you approach, he puts the kettle on. You have it, he asks. There is the ghost of a hint of a tremor in his voice. He discards all but the last letter, which he examines minutely. The kettle begins to streak like a boiling rat. Taking a knife, he slices the envelope briskly open. He removes the letter inside, opens the stove door, and without the slightest interest, casts the letter into the fire. All the time, his attention is fixed on an empty envelope. He holds it over the steam from the whistling kettle, then, with one manicured nail, peels the stamp from it carefully. A 1902 penny royal blue, he murmurs. First printing, see? There are the wrong number of tines in Her Majesty's crown. That's why they withdrew it from circulation so quickly, of course. He's a stamp collector. I broke into someone's house, convinced someone to let me into their house, convinced them their son was in some sort of horrendous trouble, stole the letters for the stamp. Ask if that's all he wanted. You went through rather a lot of trouble. I suppose so, the devil says, selecting one of the binders from the shelf. He lays it open on his desk. Its pages are covered in neat rows of stamps. On one page, a single gap mars the grid. With relish, he glues the pennyroyal blue into the space. There, done. He removes his glasses and sighs with utter, ragged relief. After a lingering look, he returns the binder to the shelf. I'll have your payment delivered to your engine, but perhaps you could do me one last service. If you could drop me off at the Well of the Wolf as the opportunity permits, I'd be grateful. I only have hand luggage. He removes a cage from under his desk. It contains a bee the size of a poodle. The bee sings like a priest at choir. The infernal? Whoa, what word is that? Philatelist? 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 Nope, can't do it. So that's somebody else who wants to go to the Well of the Wolf. Okay. Let me write that in my book, because I'm afraid we are going to have to end the episode here, and if I don't write that down, I will forget. So, take... Stamp Man. Well of Wolf. You see, now, I would judge a man for being a stamp collector, but as an avid card collector, I can't really judge the man. So, you know. And stamps are quite interesting things, I suppose. I know there's a unique sort of style to them, and they have their value. So, but I did break into somebody's house for this thing. I did get 5 Immaculate Souls, though. That's not a payment to be sniffed at. That is like a very expensive amount of souls. But I am going to have to end this episode here. Bizarrely ended with a stamp collecting devil. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully in the next episode we will be looking at dropping him off at the well and the inconvenient aunt storyline in Pan. But thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.